We've got section 2 and section 2 with multiple choice. Oh, hi. Siapa has come in section 2. Usually we expect this Siapa in section 3, but we have multiple choice here and the options are long and all that, right? Let's see. Visit to Brenley Castle. Brenley Castle is a castle and visit to that. So just switch on your imagination. If you've been to any castle, think about that, how the castles are, and it's just a visit, so it's going to be question answer session. Question number 11. Before Queen Elizabeth I visited the castle in 1576. Now, Queen Elizabeth I, before her visit, something happened. Something took place. Now, we got to see what that thing is. You will focus before her visit. Now, whatever they say after the visit, during the visit, that will be the trap. Whatever happened before the visit, that will be the answer. A. Repairs were carried out to the guest rooms. Repairs, guest room. Now you can understand repairs and guest rooms. B. New building was constructed for her. So new building constructed for her. C. Fire damaged part of the main hall. Means before she visited, fire damaged part of the main hall. Now basically the trick is they will talk about all three things, but you have to notice carefully one of these three things actually happened before her visit. That will be the answer. Okay, let's just see.
We'll be arriving at Branley Castle in about 5 minutes. But before we get there, I'll give you a little information about the castle and what our visit will include. So, in fact, there's been a castle on this site for over 1100 years. The first building was a fort constructed in 914 AD for defence against Danish invaders by King Alfred the Great's daughter, who ruled England at the time. In the following century, after the Normans conquered England, the land was given to a nobleman called Richard de Vere, and he built a castle there that stayed in the De Vere family for over 400 years.
Now this is all background info and they're going on. You have to wait patiently when the answer comes, okay? It's not that audio is running and I'm not writing anything. Just wait. Now let's see.
However, when Queen Elizabeth I announced that she was going to visit the castle in 1576, it was beginning to look a bit run down. And it was decided that rather than repair the guest rooms, they'd make a new house for her out of wood next to the main hall. She stayed there for 4 nights and apparently it was very luxurious, but unfortunately it was destroyed a few years later by fire.
So, it was destroyed by fire few years later. Few years later is not actually before Queen Elizabeth I visited. They said few years later. So before she arrived, now see, he said instead of repairing the guest rooms, they decided to make the new building out of wood. So it's option B, new building was constructed for her. Okay, that fire thing happened few years later. I told you, you should focus this small word before. Alright, let's go on. Question number 12. In 1982, the castle was sold to government, Fanny's family, entertainment company. Now for government, they can use the word administration, local council or anything like that. For Fanny's family, they will use the same word. And for entertainment company, they can use amusement company or amusement organization like that. Let's do this.
In the 17th century, the castle belonged to the wealthy Fennis family, who enlarged it and made it more comfortable. However, by 1982, the Fennis family could no longer afford to maintain the castle, even though they received government support, and they put it on the market. It was eventually taken over by a company who owned a number of amusement parks. But when we get there, I think you'll see that they've managed to retain the original atmosphere of the castle.
Well done. First they talked about Fanny's family, they couldn't make it, even government supported them, but they couldn't make it, and then they sold it to amusement or something like that, they used the word. So C will be the right answer for that. Okay, question number 13. In some of the rooms, visitors can. Now focus the word visitors can. Can means activities. A. Speak to experts on history of the castle. Speak to experts. Just focus that thing. And you can see one thing, all options are starting with the verb. So you will focus the verb. For speak, they can use the verb talk, right? Converse, chat. Option B, interact with actors dressed as famous characters. Interact with actors. That's enough. Option A, speak to experts. Option B, interact with actors. And option C, see models of historical figures moving and talking. See models moving and talking. Okay, now I play the audio and you can find it.
When you go inside, you'll find that in the staterooms, there are lifelike moving wax models dressed in costumes of different periods in the past, which even carry on conversations together. As well as that, in every room, there are booklets giving information about what the room was used for and the history of the objects and furniture it contains.
The answer came in the first part of the audio. You couldn't catch it? Okay, C, B, A? It is C actually. See models, they use the wax models. See models and historical figures moving and talking. Now actually speak to experts, you might be thinking it's there, but actually it covered here in moving and talking. I play it again, please focus.
When you go inside, you'll find that in the staterooms, there are lifelike moving wax models dressed
Lifelike wax models, right? Moving and
in costumes of different periods in the past.
So in costumes of different periods in the past. Now interact with actors dressed, not actors. Actually these are those models who are dressed of different periods in the past.
Which even carry on conversations together. As well as that,
And these models carry out conversations together.
in every room, there are booklets giving information about what the
Then they talk about booklets, and booklets have not been mentioned here. Well guys, question number 14. In the park, visitors can. Now another thing, and they will talk about park, castle park. In the castle park, question number 14, visitors can. A. See an 800-year-old tree. If it is like that tree, 800-year-old, that's right. B. Go to an art exhibition. And C. Visit a small zoo. Now they said can. Can is present. What you can see over there. If they say there will be a small zoo there which is going to be ready next month, then that will not be the answer. If they say 800-year-old tree, but tragically it fell down last year, so even that is not the answer. Okay, you just need to listen and make sure what the answer is, because the question is visitors can. Can means the thing is available. What's not available is not the answer. Let's do this.
The castle park's quite extensive. At one time, sheep were kept there, and in the 19th century the owners had a little zoo with animals like rabbits and even a baby elephant. Nowadays the old zoo buildings are used for public displays of paintings and sculpture. The park also has some beautiful trees, though the oldest of all, which dated back 800 years, was sadly blown down in 1987.
So, see that? They talked about A at the end, and they said there used to be a zoo and baby elephant and all that. So that is also past. And the tree blown down, it is not available. So it's go to an art exhibition. For that they use the word paintings and sculptures and all that. Okay, let's move on. Question number 15. At the end of the visit, the group will have. Now what is it the group will have at the end of the visit? A. Afternoon tea in the conservatory. Afternoon tea. Option B. Chance to meet the castle's owner. At the end. Now you will focus at the end. If they say something that is before the end, that will be a trap. And C. Photograph together on the great staircase. So if they say we'll have a photograph together and after that you will be introduced to castle's owner, So then answer is not photograph. I mean, because the question is the group will have at the end. At the end means the last activity they are going to perform. Let's play the audio and you can do it.
Now, Now you're free to wander around on your own until 4:30, but then at the end of our visit we'll all meet together at the bottom of the great staircase. We'll then go on to the long gallery where there's a wonderful collection of photographs showing the family who owned the castle 100 years ago having tea and cakes in the conservatory. And we'll then take you to the same place where afternoon tea will be served to you.
Will take you to the same place where afternoon tea will be served to you. So that is, and they talked about meet the castle's honor, they didn't mention, but photograph together, they didn't say that. They said there are photographs already which you can see in the conservatory. There are photographs of people having tea and cakes and all that, but actually it's A. I'm playing it again because some of you couldn't find it.
Now you're free to wander around on your own until 4:30, but then at the end of our visit we'll all meet together at the bottom of the great staircase. We'll then go on to the long gallery where there's a wonderful collection of photographs showing the family who owned the castle 100 years ago having tea and cakes in the conservatory. And we'll then take you to the same place where afternoon tea will be served to you.
Okay, we'll then take you to the same place where afternoon tea will be served to you. All right, map. Who was confused about map? Huh? You? All right, so just get ready. Map ki aisi ki taisi. Yeah? Should have this thing. Just, be cruel with IELTS. Be very crual with IELTS ki aisi ki taisi. Gussa, anger. Then you can perform better. Okay, so this is the map. Question 16 to 20, Brenley Castle. And on the top left corner, you can see they have given you directions. East, west, north and south. Can you see that? It's a very good idea. On the left side of the map, you should write west, W, capital W. On the right side, you can write capital N. On top, on the right side, capital E. On top, you can write capital N. And bada sara, big one. And at the bottom, you can write capital S. Because, in the audio, they will say towards the north. Now, instead of taking arrows, directly you can see north is written in the middle on top. Clear? Okay, now we've got this thing. Can you all see main entrance? Yes, sir. The audio will start from there. Main entrance. And if you go straight from the main entrance towards the south gate, on your left you will find chocolate. What is that? H. H is not chocolate, but I'm just telling you how to do it. Okay? And can you see Great Hall? North gate. If they say anything north gate, that is B. Right, and if this is something on the left side, there are the walls, and on the right side, what will that be? F. Okay, and if they say anything about bridge, now we have two bridges. One bridge is towards west, and second bridge is towards northeast side, right, or north. Okay, now please look here. Whenever there is a bridge, they will confuse you by using this word, go past the bridge. Now, P-A-S-T, past. It's a very common phrase. If some people are standing in your way, like someone is standing in the door and you want to cross the door, you say, excuse me, can I get past? P-A-S-T. Right? That past means, can I get past means, can I go from here? Now, when they say go past the bridge, that doesn't mean cross the bridge. If this is the bridge, going past the bridge means you have to go from near the bridge. Means bridge ke paas se guzar jana hai. Cross nahi karna. Okay, usually what do the students do when they say go past the bridge? They cross the bridge. Okay, so that's what you got to avoid. P-A-S-T, past. Okay, and you can also remember, can I get past? If someone is blocking your way, say, excuse me, can I get past? Like that. Now, when they say anything, go past the bridge for G and D, then you will go to D. And if they say cross the bridge, then you will go to G. Is that clear? Very important. Okay, now question 16 to 20, these are just the places. You don't need to read them. When the audio starts, automatically you can take a look at them. Don't waste your time on that. Just spend all the time on map looking at, and then you should see what can be the starting point, and they will take you from there. Now question number 16, starting point for walking the walls. All right, starting point from for walking the walls. I play the audio and you got to find the answer.
Now, if you can take a look at your plans, you'll see Branley Castle has 4 towers joined together by a high wall with the river on 2 sides. Don't miss seeing the Great Hall. That's near the river in the main tower, the biggest one, which was extended and redesigned in the 18th century.
Okay, that was the basic information about the whole map. Now is coming to the point. Starting point for walking.
Then the... Alright, come. Now, if you can take a look at your plans, you'll see Branley Castle has 4 towers joined together by a high wall with the river on 2 sides. Don't miss seeing the Great Hall. That's near the river in the main tower, the biggest one, which was extended and redesigned in the 18th century. If you want to get a good view of the whole castle, you can walk around the walls. The starting point's quite near the main entrance. Walk straight down the path until you get to the south gate, and it's just there. Don't go on to the north gate. There's no way up from there.
Okay, main entrance, go to the south gate, and it's just there. H. They did not use the word left. They said it's just there. So south gate and just there is H. It is not E. It is not C. Clear? Okay, now next 17, bow and arrow display. Let's see where that is. And again, I think they will take you from the main entrance.
There'll shortly be a show in which you can see archers displaying their skill with a bow and arrow. The quickest way to get there is to take the first left after the main entrance and follow the path past the bridge. Then you'll see it in front of you at the end.
See that? You didn't cross the bridge because I had told you. Right? Otherwise, pass the bridge. Chal ji chhalang maar do, okay? That's right. It's D. Next, we've got question number 18, hunting birds display. Let's see where that is.
If you like animals, there's also a display of hunting birds, falcons and eagles and so on. If you go from the main entrance in the direction of the south gate, but turn right before you get there instead of going through it, you'll see it on your right, past the first tower.
It's on your right past the first tower, so that is F. And by the way, this C is a tower, E is a tower. So he said past the first tower on your right. So there is only one option, that is F. Okay, now 19, traditional dancing. Let's see where traditional dancing is.
At 3 p.m, there's a short performance of traditional dancing on the outdoor stage. That's right at the other side of the castle from the entrance and over the bridge. It's about 10 minutes walk or so.
Other side of the castle from the main entrance and after the bridge, exactly. So that is option A, that's right. I play this again. The last part is basically.
At 3 p.m, there's a short performance of traditional dancing on the outdoor stage. That's right at the other side of the castle from the entrance and over the bridge.
Over the bridge, exactly. Over the bridge is actually A. So understand, over the bridge, cross the bridge, that is that. Okay, next we've got shop. Question number 20. Now let's see where the shop is.
And finally, the shop. It's actually inside one of the towers, but the way in is from the outside. Just take the first left after the main entrance, go down the path and take the first right. It's got some lovely gifts and souvenirs.
E. Main entrance, turn left and first right. That is only option E. Good job, very nice. Thank you.